Why are there crosses in our world? And how come pillagers capture and enslave villagers? These are Minecraft's scariest mysteries that we're going to solve. Starting off with, we have this. A user on Reddit by the name of Only One Sakura. They posted this screenshot in Minecraft of a cave with a blatant cross in the center of it. Now, whether they decided to build this or they actually found it is the real question. And this post on minecraftseeds.net from a user in a hardcore world of a cross floating in the sky. Now again, did they build this or was it naturally generated? There's only one way to find out, and we need to look for ourselves. Now we all know that Minecraft does have terrain generation glitches, and sometimes it will randomly generate odd looking shapes. Even something like this. This may not be a cross, but it's certainly very random. Now, let's think about it for just a moment here. In order for Minecraft to generate a cross, it only requires 5 blocks, and the orientation is not weird. In fact, it's a lot less weird than something like this. In fact, all it needs to do is have 4 blocks going straight up, and 1 block on the left, and 1 block on the right, and there you have it. Now, to find this naturally generated somewhere in the world is another question. And if you've ever seen anything like this in your world, let me know down below in the comment section. I'm gonna make sure to respond to hundreds of you guys. Now, being honest here, flying around, I'm not really seeing much. I mean, perhaps it was a world seed, or potentially this is just all silly clickbait. But I am gonna fly around for quite some time to confirm my theory. And now, are pillagers secretly a civilization that attempted to overthrow villages? Now, before we can answer that question, we need to begin where everything starts, which is the village. And inside of the village, we have a comfortable, happy civilization. Farms, crops, animals, villagers, and all of their homes. But the question is, did pillagers and illagers once overthrow a village to claim it as their own? What's ironic is very close to many villages is a pillager outpost. In fact, there's literally one right there. Now, are the pillagers potentially planning for a raid on the village, or are they marking their territory close to the village? That's a question that we all are wanting to ask. But you notice the statues that are outside of the pillager outpost. It's almost similar to how you would craft a golem. Sure, there are some distinct differences. However, it's as if they're mocking the village, letting them know that they can overthrow the village at any time. And even weirder, they've been collecting a lot of things from the village, such as these pumpkins, which can also be found right on the south side of the village. And the wool, which is commonly used for all of the villager beds, is also something that's looted. But this jail cell out here, is this used to capture villagers and contain them while they prep moving them to the woodland mansion? And even weirder, when you come inside of the outpost, you'll notice there is next to nothing here, besides on the top floor, with a chest containing loot from both the village and the outpost. I mean, again, we have crops, for example, which a outpost does not have. The only place they would be able to loot this from would be the village. With that being said, do pillagers secretly begin looting villages at nighttime to cripple them of their resources? This might be a bold claim, but it's worth a shot to try. If we set the game mode to nighttime, we'll be able to see if pillagers slowly start making their way to the village. I mean, there's only one way they'd be able to start looting the village, and it would make sense. Crippling the village of all their resources and taking necessities they need to survive only makes it easier when they begin the raid. Now, at first glance, it doesn't seem like the pillagers even really care. They're very distant and honestly nothing seems to change. The villagers are at peace sleeping in their homes, and the pillagers are still guarding out front of their outpost. Now, if this theory isn't real, what happens if a village loses to the pillagers during a raid? Let's go ahead and set everything back to daytime. I can go ahead and type in effect give 09 Shark Boy bad omen, and if I click enter, I have now been given the bad omen effect, which is going to trigger a raid to begin. And we'll start to notice the village freaking out, and pillagers and illagers spawning and running in. Now, raids can take quite some time. If you're playing in survival mode, typically you want to defend the village. Now, what happens if a village loses to a raid? Or perhaps something worse, are the villagers captured? See, so far, I'm not even defending in this raid whatsoever, yet the golem has killed more than half of the villagers. I'm going to step back for a moment and let this raid continue, and we're going to see what happens when it is complete. Okay, so it's been about 10 or 15 minutes or so, and at the top of the screen, you can see it says raid defeated. Now, the pillagers seem to be jumping in joy, and you can hear it in their sound effects that they're significantly happy for winning this raid. Now that they've won and taken over the village, does this allow them to overthrow it and turn this into a woodland mansion? The reason I say this, if we locate a mansion and we teleport to it, and you guide yourself inside of it, you'll notice a lot of things that can be found in a village also inside of this mansion. Things like flowers and pumpkins, all the way to commonly found cats, which you see in a village. I mean, all of this would make sense. Once pillagers overthrow a village, they slowly transform it into a woodland mansion for themselves. But that doesn't answer my question, because you see, pillagers were introduced in Minecraft 1.14, and before then, villagers were already a thing. In fact, they were one of the first things in Minecraft. So if the pillager update is relatively new, what makes this mansion so significant? And wait a second. That actually makes so much sense. Just a moment here. If I save these coordinates right here and we have this seed, perhaps in an older version before pillagers were introduced, these exact coordinates could potentially host a village, which would prove my theory true. If there's a village here in a version before pillagers were introduced, then that would mean that when pillagers were introduced to the game, they overthrew a village and slowly turned it into a mansion. We're now in Minecraft version 1.13.2. The last version leading up until 1.14, where pillagers and illagers were introduced. Now, all we need to do is put in the same seed that we had on the previous world. We have structures turned on, and now we just need to generate. Okay, here we are. In the exact same world we were on, just several versions beforehand. And right upon spawning, there's a village here, but that is completely irrelevant to what we're looking for. Now, we need to teleport to the coordinates saved where the mansion is. -5927, 96, and -6067. Teleport. And, oh my god. Wait, it was right, the theory is real. So in older versions, a village can be found where now there's a woodland mansion. But the weird part is, this is a completely different biome. In fact, a completely different environment to what it was in the new update. But then again, these are the exact same coordinates. I mean, literally right here, I was standing on the top of the woodland mansion, and right beneath it, there's a village, meaning pillagers and illagers will raid a village to take over their civilization to build a mansion. So, if pillagers overthrew the families who once lived in a village, why are they so much more advanced? See, this is all making sense. But the part that confuses me the most is not that the villages were overthrown. In fact, that's not surprising whatsoever. The part that confuses me is how pillagers and illagers are so much more significantly advanced, both structurally and just game-wise. I mean, when you think about it, illagers and pillagers utilize the power of magic. And everything started to make sense when I read this. This is a Reddit post by the game theorist that says the following. But eventually, some of them began to dabble in magic again. Things like potions. Their skin became pale from the constant darkness. Eventually, they became advanced with potions, aka witches. And their experiments with life and death led to the totems of undying. So they became illagers, pillagers, and witches, which are all just types of illagers. Now, this is all making so much more sense. If we summon in a witch and we summon in a pillager, I mean, the similarities are very, very close. Sure, two completely different mobs, but if once, before the witch was known as the witch, was a illager as well, experiencing magic, it would make so much sense as to how they turned into a witch. And to back up this same theory, there's only a small handful of places you can find TNT in Minecraft, one of them being a mansion, but the other one being in a desert pyramid, which backs up what Matt's theory was on Reddit. And the more I dive into this, the more coincidences I keep finding. Just like this pyramid being right beside a village. This is my attempt. Seed 666. Apparently, the most haunted seed in Minecraft. And for the sake of this experiment, we're going to have cheats off. Let's go ahead and generate the world and see if this gives us any better of a chance of seeing these mysterious crosses. And now we're on the world. Seed 666. And despite a very interesting spawn point, nothing see. Whoa, hold up. Wait a second. Okay, no, that is just far too convenient to be right here. I mean, I've spent hours trying to find this, and now there's one right here, but this doesn't even work into the terrain at all. I mean, the one that was worked into the mountain, sure, that could be claimed as a terrain generation glitch, but this looks so... Wait a second. Oh my God. Wait, the cloud. Wait a sec. The cloud. Look at this. Wait, guys, the cloud is across too. No, that's physically impossible. There's no way. The textures of clouds, there's absolutely not one that's across, but there's one right in the sky right now. Oh my God. This is insane. No. I can't. I cease to believe that this is actually legitimate. There's absolutely no way this is possible. And to prove this, right here, I have the cloud texture in Minecraft. It's very difficult to see, but just bear with me for a moment. Okay, so inside of everybody's Minecraft game installation, these are the textures that are made up of clouds. I mean, maybe you'd consider this to be the cross we just saw, but this was attached to a massive other cloud. And same with this. This is attached to another massive other cloud. The cross we saw was an individual cross so big, it was floating in the sky on its own. That texture right there is standalone. There's nothing else near it at all. And at nighttime, you can see so much easier. No. This is absolutely real. And if I missed anything in this video, you guys have to let me know. This is so... Oh my God. Guys, I'm not touching the keyboard. Whoa, chill. Wait, and right there, bro, there's something living in my world right now. In a single player world with this seed. No, wait, this doesn't make any sense. This can't be possible. Wait, it's coming near me. It's coming near me. Wait, guys, no. This can't happen like this. This can't happen like this. Wait, what? No!